Hello, welcome back. We are streaming again. All right, today I'm going to be talking about making connections, and some of the connections I made today. Don't really want to be like too advicey just yet because I'm still learning a lot, and I can't stand when people that sort of repeat stuff that they hear, thinking that they learned something about it and giving advice too soon. So I'm going to chill with the advice and just go into some thoughts about making connections. There's going to be the usual stats, and I said on my story too, it's amazing actually how many more views my last video got. And I think it's because I posted the actual link to this video on the story instead of just my YouTube page, and you have to go and find the live stream on your own. All right. And anyone that's on, if you're on, feel free to jump in the chat, ask any questions, send any messages, comments, whatever. Teach me a lesson. I'm all ears. Okay, so making connections. I thought of this today because I was in touch with quite a few people that I've made connections with because of this content. And that was another thing actually I was going to get into, is like, I think I need to like really clarify what it is I'm doing with this. Like there's a story. Like, what's my story? I think I have to like write that, or I have to write it up and pass it out a bit more before I don't really want to just drop that one off the top of my dome. So what's my story, how I got to where I got to? I do have like a little intro video, but I think it's pretty hopeless because it's like 2 videos in, and it wasn't like, there was no guidelines I'd sort of thought about before saying it. Anyway, I want to clarify my story, and also clarify what it is that I'm actually doing with all this. I guess like the content, like am I showing people how to make content or why content is good for business growth? Am I showing people how to run a business or how to start a business? That's something I'd like to do eventually, but I'd have to start one and have it be successful before I teach that. So that might come later, but the actual content will continue to come. I just need to think about what it's actually doing, I guess. What it is that I'm actually doing with it. But ultimately, it's for work, really. The end goal is more work to sustain a business. And I'm not going to rely 100% on, I'm not like relying 100% on content to get me the work. But it has been really great for connections, which I will go into soon in a sec. I'm definitely going to do a flyer run of flyers. And Johnny, my design absolute guru, he's a mate of mine, and he's a graphic designer, and he did my logos. He's done flyers for me in the past. I'm going to invest a good amount of money into flyers, and I'm going to show the results of that. That's that's like a further down the road few month plan. There we go. God, my brain just farted. So making connections. Yes. Okay. So I had connections on the mind today because this morning it started on my first story. Someone DM'd me about, his name's Aaron actually. Seems like a bit of a gun. He does a lot of content himself. Young, I think he's maybe like a third year or fourth year or something. He's like fit guy, classic influencer. God, I can't think today. Classic like influencer page, like fitness, hardworking, kind of like inspirational sort of stuff. And he DM'd me about the monetization on the Facebook, and I were like back and forth a bit with voice messages and text. He was asking how it like eventuated. I was telling him it's through Facebook. I just linked my Instagram because it's all Meta. Meta owns like Facebook and Instagram, obviously, and you can. Every time I post on Instagram, it posts to Facebook, and I'm not sure why, but Facebook seem to do the monetization thing. I don't know if Instagram do as well or not, but I haven't seen it and haven't been offered any monetization from Instagram. It is all on the Facebook side of things, and a lot of the views and comments are on Facebook. So he was asking about how I get the monetization thing. So that was a good connection. Seems like a good guy, and seems like a good person to stay in touch with too. For reasons that I'll get into another time. But anyway, he was in touch with me today, and then another one with the monetization. So I don't know if you guys know Hoppy's Plumbing. I'm sure anyone that's watching this probably does know Hoppy's. It's like there's like a plumbing network circle of Instagram, Facebook. Everyone sort of follows each other and sort of sees each other's stuff. Hoppy's replied to one of my stories about monetization, and he was actually the one that I DM'd him, replying to one of his stories about that he'd posted on monetization. I was like, how do you do this? And he said he'd done it through Facebook, and then as soon as he told me that, I connected my thing to Facebook, and here we are. So Hoppy's Aaron, his name's Aaron. And then who else? Jay, I spoke to this Arvo. He's a hot water fella, Sterling Gas and Plumbing. I don't know if you've another part of the plumber Instagram network of Sydney that seems to be a bit of a ball of fun. He was talking. I actually had him out to look at a commercial water heater that was outside of my wheelhouse, and he went out there and had a look at it and diagnosed the problem and taught me a lot about that situation. We had having a bit of a chat this Arvo, and we were on the same page of like sharing jobs. I did a toilet this Arvo, and he was talking about how he wasn't that interested in toilet jobs, and would I be interested in doing them? And it's like, yeah, for sure. And I've got him that hot water job, so it's sort of a good little. There's so much work out there. I feel like it's not really. There's no shortage of work, that's for sure. And the more connections you can make and the more jobs you can share, the more you're going to get out of it too. I've shared plenty of jobs to Tom at Crossroads Plumbing. I don't have any drainage equipment. I'm not interested in doing any drainage stuff. And anything that comes across like my plate that's drainage related, I'll give to Tom. And he's given me, he gave me a great solar hot water job one time. Yeah, so it's sort of like, I feel like the connections that you make are super beneficial, especially if you like have a what's the word? It's like the more you give, the more you get sort of mindset, I guess. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure if you get into like big company status, like these are all the little guys that I'm talking about, sort of sharing jobs and not trying to just take from each other. But when you get into like facilities management and big government contracts, I'm sure it's a whole different ball game where like people are actually relying on their business staying afloat by undercutting someone or something else. But I don't know, maybe I'll cross that bridge if I ever get to that stage. We'll see how to play that game when I play it. But yeah, okay, so connections, very good. Keep the connections going. Let's go into stats. It's actually, I don't know if I can see whether people are online or watching or not. If you're watching, chuck a comment in the chat, or just, yeah, whatever. Let's do the switcheroo. Now, I wish I could zoom. I'm sure I can zoom, hey? And still see my screen. Okay. Video 24. And follow my mouse here, down right at the bottom of the screen where my mouse is. 27 views. So it's like double what I thought was a good view rate. 12 and 16 on these other ones. 27. So that there was because I figured out how to actually link the exact video onto my Instagram instead of just my YouTube page, and people go and find it. So, I don't know what the watch times and all that sort of it that on this number is, but that's certainly a lot more eyeballs on the video. And here we go, Nathan, mate, welcome back. You might be the number one viewer. Good to have you here. Do you have your own company or anything, Nathan? Let me know. I'm curious why people follow along. Just for entertainment or to learn something, I'd love to know. So yeah, I've learned still. I'm like, of course I'm still learning. I'm going to be learning for a long time here because I'm so new to all this. But figured out how to get that link directly on my stories, and that was a good lesson to learn. Now, I'm going to get into stat mode now. Oops. Making connections. Yeah, I can't actually see how many people are watching. But it'd be cool if they had a counter. Stats. Wednesday, the 4th of February. One install in Quakers Hill, a 250. That was a good job. The guy was actually US Marine, so it was interesting. Nice guy. Had a very odd tattoo on his forearm. And 2 repairs. One was a hot water repair, did a tempering valve and a relief valve. That was a tempering valve was the issue, and the relief valve was a pretty easy upsell. It was $640 out of that job, and then I had a personal job for a toilet repair that's up. Actually, I posted that on my Instagram, which will also mean that it's on Facebook. Actually, I bought a length of chrome copper for this job to get rid of a flexi, and it looks so much better. I forgot how good chrome copper actually looks when you connect it to a toilet. So I think, not that I really want to get into doing toilet repairs, but I'll take the personal jobs. I need to make cash, so I'll take the personal jobs for now. Get some more money. But from now on, when I do a toilet repair, customers are getting chrome copper connections. Now, YouTube subscribers. Sorry, I'll go back to year to date 22 installs, year to date repairs 31, 53 jobs altogether, and we got a +1 on our YouTube subscribers. That was actually one of my parents' friends that I sent a message to a couple of days ago in the text campaign that I initiated to get some more YouTube subscribers. They subscribed today, so that was nice. Apparently when I hit 50, I can go live from my phone, because I tried to go live. Actually, the day that I missed going live on Friday, I didn't realize that I couldn't go live from my phone, and that was part of why I didn't go live. I was also camping. I was just going to do it from the campsite, but anyway, I made up for that on Sunday. But that's going to do me for now, I think. Call me, message me, get in touch. Oh, also, if you want stickers, I'll send you stickers. You know, plumbers probably don't need stickers, but if your friends, my audience is probably mostly plumbers. But if you want a sticker, you can put it on your fridge, on your skateboard, whatever. I'll send you a sticker. We get stickers on water heaters. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow for the next update. Bye.